Hello and welcome back to the TGG Rising Sun campaign. We are doing level 9 and we have Shadow Throne Room. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Alright, so we've got... Riverboat, the Riverboat card is Ronin. That's... Yeah, I don't know. There's something kind of funny about that to me, just because it's like also not being played out of your hand. Kind Emperor, the Prophecy, that's quite a strong one. What is going to activate that? Just Rustic Village. Okay. I don't see any trashing, which makes the Ronin somewhat less appealing, although the fact that it's start of turn, right? It's still effectively, it's like a kind of like a Terminal Den of Sin, you could say. And it's a counter to Militia. However, it doesn't get to synergize with the Rustic Village discard. Counter to Militia and Samurai, I suppose. Right. I don't think you're likely to want to play with Samurai with Militia on the board. I mean, I guess once you have Kind Emperor, you can gain it to hand, maybe. That's the way you want to get payload. So anyway, yeah, no trashing. There is Sifting with Alley, and there's that start of turn draw, so there's some things to overcome that. Draw-wise, yeah, we've got that. We've got Council Room, and we've got Artist. Being able to gain Artists to hand is potentially, with Kind Emperor, is potentially pretty strong, although there is a limit to how many Artists you want in your deck, generally. Plus actions, Rustic Village, Throne Room, Aristocrat. I forgot to mention Aristocrat with the draw, but yeah. And then plus buy, Gold Mine and Council Room. Gold Mine can also gain golds. There's no generic gainers, though. Aristocrat can technically be plus buy. Once again, that it's like doesn't happen, but you know it can. And then we've also got Continue. Gain a non-attack action, so like otherwise you would just totally continue Militia, like bang. But fortunately, this has been foreseen. But yeah, costing up to 4, and then play it, and then you return to your action phase. So like, if we had regular Ronin, continue Ronin, that would be something, right? You buy Continue, you get all your money out of your hand, and then you play the Ronin. Unfortunately, because we have Riverboat Ronin, we can't really utilize that. So we could still consider continuing a Riverboat, but the problem is we'd have 5 debt, we'd play the Riverboat, the next turn we'd draw 7 cards, we'd trigger a shuffle, but we'd still be in debt. Doesn't really seem that effective to me. Yeah, just kind of a bit of an awkward kingdom in general, I think. I think continuing a Riverboat could be good a bit later, but I think right now... If we could hit Continue Riverboat and then we could do it again, I'd feel a lot better about it. Like have, you know, like a Riverboat every turn, like a worse version of Siren every turn. But I think we still want to get to that point. I just don't think Continue is the way to do it. So we could still open with Riverboat. We could open Riverboat Militia and then figure, well, if the terminals collide, we can continue an Aristocrat or an Alley or something. A Rustic Village. A Throne Room. Continuing a Throne Room on Militia is interesting, right? Because like then you're just getting some of the money back, and you also get to play the Well, I guess continue gives you an action back anyway, so you'd get to play it regardless of what you continued, but like Throne Room like plays the malicious, you don't need to even have that action to play it. Like if you were like, okay, I'm gonna play my Riverboat by continue and then continue Throne on Militia. But anyway, do we want a silver in our deck? I mean, I think ideally we don't. Although there's also Continue Artist. So Continue Artist lets you get treasures into play before you play your Artist. That... yeah, that could be... that could for sure be relevant. And does incentivize having at least one silver in the deck. Like, I think, yeah, I think I'm convinced on silver on that justification. Right, I think Militia, even though there is counterplay with the Riverboat, I think it's worth it. All right, so now we could continue a Riverboat, knowing that A, they might Militia us, B, we only take 4 debt, C, we then draw all 7 of these cards, and we see the Militia and the silver. That's at least 4 coins right there, so we know we'd be able to continue another Riverboat the next turn. So I think, yeah. Okay, so we are going to trigger a shuffle here, which isn't ideal, but it's fine. I'm going to continue Riverboat again. Riverboat. We could continue. I don't think it makes sense to. What would we want to continue if we were going to? I guess Alley. We continue an Alley. There is some chance that we draw the Militia right now, which would be great. Even if we didn't, I guess Rustic Village could accomplish the same goal. The advantage of continuing Alley is that then it, like, we trigger the shuffle and it goes right back, you know, down there, and we can use it again immediately, like, guaranteed, whereas Rustic Village, that wouldn't be true, but Rustic Village just get to see more cards right now. It also moves towards Kind Emperor, which is not necessarily good or bad, but something to consider. The fact that we have 2 estates. I think I actually do like to continue. Okay, so we didn't find a Riverboat, but I don't think I want to continue to get a 3rd one. I mean, the problem with having 3 of them should be obvious, and while the lack of thinning does potentially promote that as a thing, I think I would rather just not. The other thing we could do is get an Artist. I'd really rather get that through Kind Emperor. So I think I'm going to buy nothing. Now the question is, do we want to trigger the shuffle? The Rustic Village misses, which is not great, but isn't the end of the world. And the downside of not triggering the shuffle is we only have 3 coins, so we either continue or we don't have anything good to buy. I think I'm gonna do it. Oh, the value. All right, we hit 4 either way. I'm actually not really concerned about hitting 5 right now anyway. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting like a council room, but I think I'd rather cycle. I mean, there is a risk that we draw the other riverboat, I suppose. But it's more likely that we don't draw it, and this helps us draw it next turn. So I think I'm going to... Okay. Well, we could take that council room, and then we could like potentially end up continuing it with a throne room and then militiaing, which would be pretty nice. So yeah, I think I like getting a council room here. Oh, they attacked us, so we triggered the shuffle. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. We could continue a rustic village and activate Kind Emperor right here. What would we do with that? What would we do? Maybe get a samurai into play, actually, because then when we gain artist, we always have that samurai down. And we don't really need the artist play right now. We've already got our riverboat, we've already got our militia. Although we also don't need the samurai attack right now. We could do it the other way around. Take the artist now, and then take the samurai later when maybe we don't see militia. We take artist, then we want to play exactly militia copper. Whereas if we were to take, I don't know, like a council room, we'd want to wait on the militia. Or if we drew into our council room. This is why I'm hesitating. They've got their rustic village in their discard, so like they're not going to activate Kind Emperor on their turn. So we are helping them about as much as we're helping ourselves by doing that. So probably we shouldn't go out of our way to do it, and we should just play our stuff. In which case, what do we do? Gold mine, maybe? I mean, it'd be good to have a throne room, but we can always continue that. We can't continue a gold mine. Do we need gold mine? Are we gonna take golds off of gold mine? We could also just take another council room. Maybe that makes more sense for now, at least. We also can't take both Samurai and Artist at the same time, so like it could also make sense to take Samurai and then... Yeah... Yeah, I guess. Okay, so we're surely going to end up continuing something here. We could stop now and continue a throne room. Throne the council room. That seems pretty correct. I want to think we do the copper silver thing so that we can optimize for artist if we end up wanting to take that. I guess that isn't really what we want to take, is it? What do we want to take then? Another throne room, probably. We can take the artist next turn, but this turn, throne room does more work. Throne the militia for extra money. I mean, we could take a gold mine. We're gonna draw a card. Yeah, we can't really draw and play the gold is the problem with that. Having the extra throne room on, like, at the bottom is still just good. Like the shadow throne room. So even though this, you know, doesn't matter. Okay. Now maybe we take the gold mine. I missed what they did there. Yeah, throne room. Okay. Yeah, we want a riverboat before we kind Emperor so that we draw more cards. It's got to be artist, right? I mean, we do have 2 council rooms. But I think it's still artist. Okay, so we want to throne. Not the rustic village, surely. We might as well do this. We throne a council room. Play artist. That's definitely going to draw everything. It'd be good to see the... Maybe we should just throne, even though that cuts down the artist draw. It's hardly gonna matter. Could double play the gold mine. Yeah. That seems like a good idea. Well, I guess we only have the 1 council room. Okay, well. Good enough, I guess. Um... Hmm. Getting one alley into the deck would help with the artist stuff. Getting another throne room would not be bad. I don't really see a good way to spend 10 coins. But I think I'm fine with just going alley throne room. I don't think I quite want to green yet. Probably next turn, though. We're going to keep gaining more golds. Actually, I guess technically we should discard a gold so that we have the option, the artist, of, or we're guaranteed to have the option to maximize that draw. Okay. So gain another throne room, gain another artist, gain another council room. I think council room, actually. First thing we're going to do is play alley. And then do we even try to get unique throne rooms into play for the artist? Probably not. So throne, throne, throne. Gold mine, gain gold, gain gold. Council room. Boy, do we not need this artist draw, huh? In which case, we may as well double play the militia. We've got enough buys, so we don't need to play this other council room. All right, 18 coins. We're definitely taking a province. Kind of like getting more throne rooms rather than taking 2 provinces. Throne rooms are so good. So I wonder about getting another gold mine, honestly. It's not going to do much, like any given turn, like the initial like play, of course, is not like adding net payload, but the turn after. So like right now, for example, we have 7, like we only had 18 coins, but we had 12, 14, 21, 22, 23, plus throning the militia makes it 25. So that's like enough for triple province. If we're not going for triple next turn, and taking another gold mine can set us up for like a really big turn the turn after that. Oh, and I forgot about the samurai. So actually, is it 21, 22, 23, 20, wait, no, 12, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So actually, we can take 2 golds and still hit triple province next turn if we want to. That probably actually means that taking other gold mine doesn't make sense. Because, like, unless we think they're going to triple province, which I do not think is the case. It could also mean that instead of taking throne room, we should just take, if we take another province and then we can triple. I guess if we double and they triple, give it up 5 to 3. I don't think there's any way they triple, but I just want to think about the logic of it. We take a province. They take 3 provinces. That would only leave 5 provinces left, and then we would take 3 and win. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. No, wait. Yeah. No, yeah. That's all correct. So if we thought that they could triple and wanted to triple, we would want to take another province here, assuming we weren't worried about failing to draw, which I don't really think we should be, given the kind emperor. I don't know. I mean, there's a chance, I guess, but I honestly don't think it really matters what I do, but I think I'm just going to take the other province. All right, well, we have double council room, so I think we'll be all right. We can also, of course, not take gold with our gold mine in order to hit triple without needing to throw in the militia. We haven't actually done the continue artist thing, I note. Yes, buying a copper will save you. Okay. It really doesn't matter what we gain, does it? I guess we'll probably just take another throne room or an artist just to have. Probably another artist, because even though it doesn't do anything, we're not going to end the game this turn. And next turn, having the second artist in the deck. No, I mean we need stuff to line up with our throne rooms. So. Okay, so I guess we can play the alley. Just go ahead and do the throne thing. Do council room. Do we want to do the gold mine thing? Really isn't much reason to, is there? We also... It just super doesn't matter. All right. Maybe we take 2 provinces up by 15. I guess we just take 3 provinces then. Yeah, just put it out of reach. Yeah, they just haven't been really gaining much payload. So they can probably double province. Well, wait, what? Oh yeah, they could have double provinced. I don't know what this accomplishes. They had 20 coins. That's actually more than I was expecting. 8 from copper, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did they throw in one of the militias? Yeah, okay, 20. Which is well short of what they would have needed. And again, it's super doesn't matter what we take. I guess we'll take a throne room. All right. Throne, 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 throne. Council room. Council room. Militia. Artist. Ah, I see. The 26 coins that I built to were designed to get double province, double duchy, of course. I knew that. Yeah. The bot... I think the bot really needed a gold mine to get enough payload. And it was also using continue in weird ways that I think were just like wasting money. 4 council rooms, it's a reasonable approach. Like, I didn't play those artists very much. They were really there as like insurance. You can definitely just do it with council rooms. So that part's fine. But yeah, I think they just didn't have enough payload. They also didn't have the riverboats early, and I think that did hurt them because like I didn't really notice it happening, but I would assume that they had turns where they didn't like find key cards because they got militiaed, and then they just had a crappy 3-card hand. I mean, at some point the militia is like actively helping you when you've got the riverboat, right? But they didn't. I wasn't worried about it because they didn't play a riverboat until here. That's the first time. Oh no, here. Okay, yeah. Turn 10. So like it's like turns 11, 12, 13. And 13 was irrelevant. So it's like there were 2 turns where, in theory, I could have not played the militia in order to... Although I needed to play the militia to hit triple anyway. second to last turn. But yeah, I mean, like, so they were getting actively hurt by Militia the whole time in a way that, like, I just wasn't. And I mean, their deck was still working well enough because of Kind Emperor and Shadow Throne Room, but yeah, early in the game, I have to imagine that hurt. And then, yeah, like I said, I think you need the Gold Mine. That's the only good way to add payload here, because despite Kind Emperor, there just aren't good, like, payload cards for the most part. And Gold Mine is not a good payload card, but it is a payload card. So, you know, you take what you can get. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and next time we will wrap up not only this campaign, but my initial run-through of all 16 campaigns with level 10. Until then.